The clinic at CareFirst was there when we needed it. The folks there were professional and caring, and the work that we did created lasting and positive change.
The minute I walked in the door, even in the state I was in right after Jackson's suicide, it felt like a safe place to be. And I really looked forward to my counseling appointments every time because of that. I came in and I was immediately, I guess, comforted in some way. It's really, when you're at your absolute worst, it's a hard time to see strangers. But somehow I didn't feel like the people here were strangers, and that was helpful.
It was hard initially, but it's something that I came to look forward to, and I'm still getting nervous sometimes when there's something I know I need to talk about or have some fear or shame or worry, but once I'm there, it's great.
I lost one of the most influential people of my life. And it was hard. I was trying to also be a parent, and I just had a lot of things going on, and I needed some help.
When my dad passed away, I didn't know who to talk to. Things were really tough. And I never had a counselor prior to my dad passing away, so getting this has really helped.
The first days that we were here, the early days, in a lot of ways, they're just a blur at this point. I know we felt like there was a real welcoming presence here, and we felt like it was safe and we could talk to people and people were really listening.
I think the most important thing for me was I learned how I could support Dan, but especially I learned that people grieve differently, and so the way I grieved was much different than Dan, and I learned that that was okay, and how to be patient with both of us being in different places.
When I came to CareFirst, I felt like I came in and I had this big pile of grief and loss and didn't know where to start, and what CareFirst did for me was kind of took each piece off and we looked at it. And the best piece for me, I think, is the way in which it was done. You have a tendency when you're struggling, I think, to think that everything's bad. And what I loved is, CareFirst said to me, no, look, at least you have these things that are good. You're smarter than you think, you're stronger than you think. And then we built from there. So that was a tremendous help and such a great way to do it.
Making the choice to take control of how I reacted to Jackson's death was something I don't think I would have done on my own. I don't think I would have figured that out. I think I needed someone who had experience, someone who had knowledge about how the grieving process works, that could show me that that was a possibility.
It became easier for me to share. It became easier for me to trust this particular counselor. It became easier for me to allow myself to grieve.
CareFirst is a lot different, and the people through the program, they're really nice and they just welcome you in.
Hope,
Kind,
Trust,
healing,
Helpful, fun,
professional,
Growing,
compassionate,
thoughtful,
knowledgeable.
intention.
empowerment.
redefinition.
This is a safe place.
We kind of had a choice. We had a choice about how this would turn out. I mean, Jackson was never going to come back. That was not really the question anymore. We got through the denial. It was really about whether or not we would be scarred permanently by his death, or it was something that we were going to recover from in a healthy way.
The interesting thing about CareFirst is that you go in dealing with what it is, and mine was grief and loss, but you go much further than that.
Through counseling, I've learned to talk to people, to not just bottle everything up. That it's okay that everyone needs a counselor. Like, people use counselors to talk about their daily issues.
I gradually learned over time that I would survive, and yes, I would be a different person in some respects, but I would be a stronger person, and I felt hopeful. I began to feel hope, little by little, as through the year and a half, and it ended up being a wonderful experience. It was a lifesaver. I don't know how we could have made it through that terrible period without CareFirst.
I believe that coming here helped me to learn that there can be happiness after grief. I believe that coming here helped me learn that you can find strength in your loss.
I think I've learned to be more present with the people who are still around me, because I wish I had been more present around Jackson.
I know I'm in a much better place. I'm proud of knowing that I'm stronger, and whatever comes at me, instead of just enduring, I can process it and I can find ways to heal, and I just think overall I'm in a much healthier place.
I can't stress enough to people how important at a time of grief it is to have something like grief services available to help them through.
I would say don't wait. Absolutely don't wait. Just make the appointment. Just start.
Just give it a try. You don't have to commit to doing this for 6 months or a year, but try coming 3 or 4 times and see if you don't find something here that would really be useful.
Try it, because it does change you.
And to just believe that it's possible to get through the pain and get through the grief.
So it's affected my whole life.